Hiya. What is
Hi.
up?
Not much. I'm just rotating in this house. How
Rotating.
are you doing?
Oh, I'm fantastic. Just here with my meds, my tea.
Your tea?
No,
Your
gotta have,
medication?
oh yeah, medication.
Okay. All right. I'm settling. I'm settling down. I'm settling down now.
Good. Yeah, today was a very laid back day for me today. I
Mm-hmm.
had planned to do stuff, but I was just like, you know what? I'm always constantly just going somewhere to like go to like run errands. So I'm like, you know what? I can afford myself that today. But
Yeah.
upside is I did end up making a week's worth of meals. So
Oh, okay.
probably even a little bit more than that as well.
Okay. That
So at
sounds
least I
fun.
don't at least I don't have to worry about what's gonna be eaten. So during the
What
week.
kind of what kind of meals were it?
They were just basically soups. I just did three different type of soups. One with
A
turkey,
variety.
yeah, variety. One with turkey, one with tuna, and the other one with lamb. So, um,
Mm-hmm.
that's basically it.
Okay.
And I did
Well,
end up making. I did try to make that cornbread, but I don't know. It came out very dense. I think I probably just put too many bananas in it. One banana
okay.
extra, probably too much flour. But
Is it sweet?
it still is good. Don't get me wrong. It
Okay.
definitely is good. It's just very dense. It came out more cakey, blondie, brownie like, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. So, but I mean, don't get me wrong. It's definitely good.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely delicious and nutritious
Okay.
because there's sweet potato in it. The banana. Um, yeah, honey. Raw local honey
Uh-huh.
and yeah, and then all the other stuff that go in cornbread. So
Yes.
yeah, it was made from scratch. Made with some goat milk, but I gotta
And some love. Was it made with love too?
absolutely it was made with love. That's all I
That's what I want
know
to
how to
hear.
do.
I
That's
love
all
food
I
that's
know how
made
to
with
do is
love.
cook with love. And
Ooh, ooh,
you
ooh,
know,
ooh. That makes me happier.
oh yes.
Yes.
So man, so we at episode 13, Wine Five Podcast. Ladies,
Mm-hmm.
what do you bring to the table?
Yeah, I'm excited to hear. It's just just to reassure yourself that you're bringing something. Just when people ask, you're like, I bring something.
I
Darn it.
think I think what's the issue with our society, or at least our Western society. A lot of women put a lot of value on their snatch,
On your
and
snatch.
yeah, they think if they have that, they think if they're pretty, that they just automatically just get the world, given to them.
I have to remind myself that I have one.
Yeah, everyone, there's a lot, with the
I'm like,
ratio
oh
of women
yeah,
to men,
I'm a
there's
woman.
quite a lot of snatches out there. So it's like, okay,
Dang
what's
it.
the difference between your snatch and her snatch?
I got reminded my snatch was here today. I was
And
like, damn
for
it.
me, I got to remind myself at times there's a bunch of beautiful, attractive women out there, light-skinned women, all that.
Mm-hmm.
I think we put too much value on our outer appearance. And,
Mm-hmm.
just kind of reminds me of, you remember the movie Be Cool?
Yes, I do remember the movie.
So,
That was with John Travolta.
John Travolta, Uma Thurman, what's I forget dude's name, but he played the white dude that was trying to act black or whatever. I forgot. Oh, I forgot.
I know I don't remember his name, but I know Andre 3000 was in it too.
And
And
Cedric the Entertainer.
Cedric the
So
Entertainer.
with Raji, with damn, what's his name? I can't believe I'm drawing a blank for his name. But he was in Dodgeball too, as well. Oh, I
I didn't
forgot
see that
his name.
movie.
I can't believe it. But anyway, he says to the chick that was working on the record label, because she had on a short skirt, very pretty, young,
Mm-hmm.
fun looking and whatever. So he said she gave him a message, and he was like, "You better have after the age 30, an ass ain't gonna, hold you down forever. You better have a personality
Mm-hmm.
after the age of 30." And I think
I remember that part.
I think a lot of women are lacking in that area,
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah, I think a lot. But with this video we wanted to bring up,
Mm-hmm.
I sent it to you, and it was a pretty interesting, just conversation. Now I know at times these reality shows, they're scripted, but
Mm-hmm.
it's still dangerous to play this stuff because of the things that's being said. Because the other women will look at it, they'll be like, you know what, I deserve that too, or I feel her and everything. But I think very few may look at it from the man's aspect, which I definitely see his point more than hers. But
Mm-hmm.
how about we just go ahead and play it? I'll just go ahead and play it, and then we could just like discuss it and just
Okay.
take it from there. Yeah, let's do that.
To be somebody's wife. $250,000. 200,000. The type of wedding you want, that's how much it costs. You're bugging the we're gonna invest that. My job as a man to hold the household down, and she hasn't worked in years. I'm not spending $250,000 on a wedding. I'm not doing it. So you have no plans on getting married? I have plans on getting. Let's go to City Hall. I'm not a City Hall bitch. Don't say City Hall because you're about to get left. Like I'm telling you right now. At the end of the day, I love you more than life itself. But you gotta be easy with all this. Love ain't enough. How long you plan on being broke? I went broke. I took my mouth. That's not broke. That's smart. Broke people behavior. That's smart. All right. Listen, you call it broke. You just say, leave and see what your ass gonna be. I did.
Ooh, that was definitely
Wow.
a mouthful there, huh?
Yeah.
So let's go unpack that.
Well, first of all, I want to say I was a City Hall bitch, and I'm proud of it.
Yeah, City Hall bitch, stand up.
It was the best decision I made. We saved up money to have a really nice wedding at, I can't even remember the place we wanted to go to. It was beautiful. It was by a lake. And when the
Ooh.
housing market went down, the crapper, we
Hmm.
decided to keep that money in our pocket. We went on a cruise the next day, which was much more fulfilling. Not the next day, but the next year we went on a cruise. So, best decision we made.
That's dope. That's dope.
City Hall bitch for life.
Exactly. See,
And I
of
still
course,
cried at my wedding. So,
yeah, because it still can be a beautiful thing. If it's
yes.
definitely based on the right principles, yeah, it could be really
Mm-hmm.
fulfilling. So it just leads me to believe. Now, feed myself, of course, I'm not married, never been married or whatever. But
Uh-huh.
for me, wanting to spend $250,000 on a wedding is freaking excessive as hell.
Yeah.
And
It's more like unrealistic and
it
crazy.
is unrealistic. It's giving me Elizabeth Taylor, J Lo vibes. Like you just like or want to
J
get
Lo.
married and have a luxurious wedding and stuff. Like it's like
Taco
you're
taco.
almost doing it for the guests to be envious of you and stuff.
Uh-huh.
So I just see, for me, I see that pointless. Like we could do. I'm with him. We can do something else with that $250,000.
Well, clearly that's
And
the way she's thinking because she's calling people who didn't have a $250,000 wedding, City Hall bitches. So clearly she doesn't see herself on the
yeah.
same level as those City Hall bitches.
And here's my thing too. So in looking at the video, and if you all want to look at the video too, she does not look very young to me. She looks way over 30, 35 she's given, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, not saying she's, not deserving of that, but it's like her I'm not feeling her attitude and the way how like,
Her
she
attitude,
call
her,
call
her
him broke.
attitude
Oh, how long
screamed.
you gonna be broke? Wait a minute,
Yeah.
baby. He's been freaking supporting you for all these years, and you calling
Mm-hmm.
him broke?
Her attitude was more of like a desperation, like I'm not getting any younger. I want this big wedding. I've been dreaming about it all my life, and we having it. That's what it
Yeah,
sounds
she don't,
like.
cause she don't look that young to be like talking the way she is, you know? But hey, look, we
Hmm.
got a comment here. Let's hear that.
All a woman really needs to bring to the table is quality ass and titties. Yes. Slim body, ass and titties. Yes. And a pleasant attitude. Yes. That is all men really care about. Yes. When it
Oh,
comes to cohabitation. Yes. 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 It has nothing to do with your money. Yes. Only weak men care about that. Men not worth committing to. Ah, yes. Yes. But many females these days don't understand this. They think that men value a woman's sexual dating market value the same way a woman does. Yes, men do not look at a woman's wealth when deciding if he would like to cohabitate. Only the weak men, only weak, desperate men do. Yes, men not worth committing to. Yes, 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 yes.
thank you, Henry.
Oh yeah, thank you for that. So, I mean, I see where you're going with this, Henry. I get what you're saying. Absolutely.
Hmm.
Um, where this is going with that video, we would just basically, she was just being unrealistic. Not saying that she didn't have any
Titties.
wealth or anything being the table. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be the man's money that she can bring to the table or that her lack of money that he doesn't care about. But you still got to bring something else besides beauty because beauty fades, body fades. So it's like, what else do you have outside of that? Okay, let's hear from Plenty to Share.
Oh, I don't know. My opinion, any woman who wants a $250,000 wedding is nothing but a selfish person. Because that's just throwing money away for her to have some sort of pomp and circumstance to make her feel good. No guarantee in the marriage. No, it doesn't establish anything that's going to help them build into the future. So, yeah, no, I'd say she's got to go.
That's what I
For
was
real.
concluding as well. But
For real.
that's what I was saying in reference to, he's saying we're not going to have a $250,000 wedding, and she's saying, so you don't want to get married, because that's what
No.
she's saying. She's saying I don't want to get married if it's not a $250 a wedding. So clearly she has to go because she's not giving him options. She's saying this, it has to be this way or the highway.
Yeah,
You know?
she's wanting to get married for the wrong reasons.
Yeah,
Let's
she
see
is getting
some
married for the
another
wrong reason.
comment from
Hey, that
Harry.
is true, beauty fades. That is why men need to wise up. Yes, yes. Men's value, sexual dating market value, increases as he ages. Yes. Whereas a woman is born with it. Yes, when she is very fertile and young and tight and pretty in her early 20s. Yes, that is the peak of her sexual dating market value. Yes. But it goes down with time, it declines. Yes. That is why a man should wait before committing. Yes. Usually by his mid 30s, men reach their peak. You should have your money and knowledge right by then. It just takes time. And therefore, men should not commit to a woman their own age. Yes. You should find a younger woman. Yes. At least 10 years or more. You know, if you're in your mid 30s, just stick to ladies in their early 20s for commitment. Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, I can dig it. Yeah. A lot of people say that, nowadays online, and a lot of other countries of course feel that way too. But
Hmm.
yeah, so yes,
I was
she's
thinking that, women in general, I think they're, you know, attracted to the men who are their age, and then get upset because the men that are their age ain't where they're supposed to be in life, and not giving older men an option, you know. So that's the way I looked
Mm.
at it. I was like, you know
Yeah.
what? I don't feel like making the person that's not where they're supposed to be in life look like the bad guy. They're not bad because they're not there. It's just that I want somebody who's more established, who who who's, you know, given the time to look at themselves and learn and all that stuff like that. And I just had I didn't want to have that conflict by saying, oh, you're not where I want you to be in life, so you're wrong. You know,
I
it's like
think
that.
I also think with that, with as far as, when you mentioned some, initially we are attracted to people that are our age, right? So I think
Mm-hmm.
that's another unrealistic program we get from like TV and stuff. You've been seeing them
Mm-hmm.
freaking movies of the childhood sweetheart, the freaking high school sweetheart and shit, and you be like, oh, that
God
could be
bless them.
us.
God
Yeah,
bless
God
them.
bless. There's very few couples that you
Mm-hmm.
can find like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she definitely, the way how she's going about things, she's given, like, I feel like my clock is ticking vibes, or
Yes, that's what I'm
we need to hurry up
saying.
and get married. And she just,
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I back with what Harry said, she is freaking
Mm-hmm.
self. That,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, if we not having a $250,000 wedding, we not having a wedding. Okay, bye, bitch. I'll go find a city hall, bitch, and we'll go ahead and spend that $250,000 on, some property. And like, I know I'll be sending you pics of when I be looking at them container homes and stuff. I'm like, shit,
Yeah, they're
that
pretty.
that how what $250,000 can do with some container homes and stuff.
Build a
Shit,
community.
build a freaking community and build it how you like it, the color, I mean, and all that always be showing up on my feed. But anyway, that's
Mm-hmm.
my mind frame when 250,000. I'm like, okay, well, sure, let's do that with. Hey, let's, the way how things are going in this economy. Well, shit, let's go get
Mm-hmm.
some chickens. Let's
Yeah.
freaking, hey, let's plot out some land. I'm gonna grow this stuff over here, like.
Uh-huh.
But she tripping. She
Yes.
tripping. But you know what? Let's talk about Lala Anthony, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Lala, she used to be the wife of
Basketball
Carmelo
wife.
Anthony. Yeah, basketball
Mm-hmm.
wife.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It don't seem like any of them basketball unions last long, or it's very rare that they're still together and everything. But
What do you call it? I can't. Tamia and her husband. They're still together. I can't
that's
remember his
Grant
name.
Hill. I
Is
can't.
it Grant
Is it
Hill?
Grant Hill? I
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
remember,
yeah.
but yeah. But they're also private as well, which is a
Yes,
good
they are
thing.
very
And
private
you got to be
people.
private.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, so Lala Anthony divorced Carmelo for whatever reason,
Mm-hmm.
and then she gets on. Has an excerpt where she's talk about, oh, like all these like 22-year-old guys want to date me. And so it's
Mm-hmm.
like, when I did see that skit, I was just like, are you proud of that? Like, think about where guys our age, right, that
Mm-hmm.
weren't there mentally. That's
Yes.
basically what you're dealing with that. I
Mm-hmm.
I would say that these 22-year-old guys was looking at her more like, okay, well, she fine, but she could also teach me some things too. I could learn from her. That's what
And
they
she got
looking
money.
at. Yeah, and money too, whatever money she
Mm-hmm.
does have.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I'd be concerned personally if I was in her
Oh yeah, I feel like
situation. I'm like, I don't know if
I would feel like a
I like
bullseye was
this.
on me.
Yeah.
And even still, I know for me personally, whenever like a young guy like flirts or whatever, I don't get excited off of that. Like I just be like, okay, like great, thank you,
Mm-hmm.
like appreciate you, and then that's it. But it's like to be like, oh my god, yeah, I'm a have a hot girl summer. I'm gonna be a cougar and get me a little young boy and stuff. But it's like I don't find that appealing for me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But and so then she ends up like kind of like retracting her statement. But here is I'll just go ahead and play her retraction statement. So, the first one was just basically, she was saying, "Oh, I got options," and thinking she really has options when she doesn't. Like, you fine and
Okay.
all, but don't think that these guys want to date you. I mean, I feel like after a certain age, you should just be courting. If that's the case, thinking dating just feels like you just hooking up with people, just wasting time. I mean, it could work for some people. For me, I don't feel like I need to go out on a date with you to know if I like you, because
Mm-hmm.
I understand there are some women out there that do that to get free meals, but if I do want to go out to eat, I'll take myself out. But anyway, so
I could eat all by myself.
exactly. So now
Mm-hmm.
let's go ahead and see and listen to Lala's statement at the start of 2023 in regards to her previous statement when all the 22-year-old guys want to date her.
I heard you on a podcast saying that only 22-year-old guys want to date you. I retract my statement. Oh, really? It's the top of the year, and I don't feel like any guys want to date me. Oh, really? Who are you after? What sort of age bracket do you want to date? Age ain't never preference. But how do you get like someone like would you like a 40-year-old or would you prefer a 22-year-old? I prefer whoever is for me. Whoever God says is for me, I'm good with it. Is it hard to carry a conversation with a young dude though? Like you connect with them differently? Everybody's different. 22 is a little too young. 22 is too young? A little bit too young. Hey, what about 34? We can do that. Hey!
So yeah.
Why do you think she retracted?
Because she probably just got a rude awakening for people. You know how the social media is very unforgiving. They will tear you apart when you say
Mm-hmm.
certain things. There was probably all types of people that listen to that have listened to Kevin Samuels, Andrew Tate, all of them that
Mm-hmm.
probably was just in the comments or atting her like, yeah, you hit the wall or whatever. Today was
Mm-hmm.
probably, so. I think I don't know. I think when you're an older woman, you should carry yourself a certain way. So I think she set herself up for the way how she was in that initial interview talking about, oh yeah, like 'cause I got my options. I got dating options. Like the 22-year-old guys want to date me. Like no,
Mm-hmm.
they don't. No, not
Yeah,
at
I hear you.
all. They, so. And then it's kind of sad too because you I guess reality hits and reality did, hit her and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe she did end up going on a couple dates and then, you know, they just didn't connect. They didn't have any like compatibility.
Mm-hmm. But I think that's the road anybody who is in her position, man or woman, would deal with, because you don't know who's really liking you and who's really not liking you, even though that's the story of everyone's life, because anybody could say they like you and then next thing you know they turn into something else and you're like, oh shit, what did I get myself into? So
Yeah.
mhm.
Yes. Yeah. Especially crazy stories that people are saying on these dating apps and stuff. So it's like
Mhm.
I mean, for me, like I like the whole dating thing in this day and age seems like crazy because it just seems like
Mhm.
there's a lot of people that's imbalanced mentally, and
Mhm.
I see like a lot of like older women like that were married, they want to get divorced and go all out there, but like, just because somebody look at me, I still got it. I'm gonna show you I still got it, and then they just be like, there's nothing out here because.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
they also again back to the whole personality thing. Like y'all just, what else do you have besides your looks? Because there's a lot of women that don't accept criticism or constructive feedback.
Mhm.
They don't want to, take evaluation of themselves to see, because here's the thing, like with Lala, right? If you really felt that you had a lot of value, I don't think that you would find that impressive if 22-year-old guys want to date you.
Yeah.
You feel me?
I
Like,
feel you.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, growing up, I realized along like early that my, looks really didn't matter. No, I mean, I knew I existed and stuff like that, but you experience life and you see that people die and they go away, and then there's more to it than just looking a certain way. So I never did anything to impress anyone. I barely looked in the mirror, and all I wanted to do was better myself, be more
That's beautiful.
efficient. Um, so that, I think that was my goal, was, like I said, just be better every day, be better, because you know regardless of the looks existing, it didn't matter. And I could look pretty to one person and not look good to another. Like, that
Exactly.
that was my reality. Like, people treated me different because they thought I was, Nigerian, and then there's people who treated me different because I was black. And then there was people who treated me different because I didn't speak a certain way. Like, everybody did different things to me that there was no consistency, that I couldn't rely on my looks. I couldn't rely on it. Um, so I don't know how people come to the conclusions they do about themselves when it comes to their looks, but it never made sense to me, because I'm like, it changes every day. Every day you're changing, you're growing. How could you expect everyone to treat you the same way just because you are who you are?
Yeah, just like homegirl, like a couple episodes ago, where we talked about
Yes,
where she
pretty
talked about the
girls.
plain pretty girls versus plain Janes. Like
Mhm.
Shorty was tight because I guess whatever guy she liked went for a plain Jane, whatever that means again. Because
Mhm.
I know for me, I don't. I don't get into the whole wearing makeup every day like a lot of women. There are those women that, they cannot leave the house without makeup. But
Mhm.
me, I'll only wear it, for, special occasions, or, if I'm going to like, an event, or, sometimes I'll do it in my videos
Mhm.
and whatnot. But I mean, I just don't get into that whole trying to make myself overly pretty because I know that doesn't matter. And to tell you the truth, I don't really, some people, how people give you your compliments, oh, you're so pretty, oh, beautiful. I just be like, okay, yeah, thank you, like whatever.
Mhm. I like it when
Yeah,
people say, "Oh, I like your personality," and I'm like, "You
yeah, I
sure?"
like
Like,
that
I
stuff.
like
Or
they've
like,
actually noticed, like, "Oh, she's really, put effort into this and stuff like that." I really blush when people notice that I am doing something kind for them, or they notice that
right,
I am I'm meticulous about something. Like, oh, Azima, she always, tries to make sure this looks good. This worksheet, this problem is solved, blah,
exactly,
blah, blah.
yes,
And then somebody notices it and they appreciate it and they tell you all about how it's made them change their life or whatever. And I'm just like,
right.
that warms my heart,
That's worth. That's a
because
beautiful
they're
worth to
they're
have. That's
watching and they're paying attention.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those some great things to bring to the table,
Mm-hmm.
expressing empathy to people, being compassionate, doing things for other people that can make their life easier. That's a beautiful thing to have those type of traits.
And I think, in reference to some men, I feel like they do value the beauty so much, and then when they experience a woman like that one who wants a $250,000 wedding, it throws them off, because they're so in love with this person that has no empathy for their feelings, no understanding of the true goal that he has for his future he sees with you, the money he's trying to save to create, end his, generational wealth, create generational wealth for
Yeah.
him and her. She's not seeing that, and it's like
No.
she's not seeing him.
No.
So, I personally, if I was him, I would find insult to that. I'm like, yo, she
Yeah, he
doesn't
should.
see me. She doesn't see the effort I'm putting into this. But you chose somebody because how they look. Their ass was fat. Their eyes are cute. They're round everywhere, big boobs and stuff like that. They're not really paying attention to who she really was, which could have been a
Right.
monster.
Exactly. And
You know,
not only that, but he did, you know, the good thing is he did put her in her place. He
did she
did,
get in place?
you know, that's where it basically ended. But, you know, when she was like, well, how long do you plan on being broke? He was like, well, you know, leave or whatever, or I'll leave and you'll see how broke you'll be. Because he did say that she wasn't working for the past couple years.
Mm-hmm.
So meaning basically he's taking care of everything. So if you leave him, you're giving him an ultimatum, bye, because it makes sense to what you were saying about his legacy, the legacy that he
Mm-hmm.
possibly wants. So that's why it's important
Mm-hmm.
for people kind of to have these conversations like, okay, so this is kind of like where I see my future. Where do you fit
Mm-hmm.
into that? Or what do you think about a future like that? Because you get with a future like that.
Mm-hmm.
That we're taking $250,000, $250,000 to invest in somewhere to make our lives better, to make our have our family flourish, so they don't have to go outside and work in this system and
Mm-hmm.
have to work, be on eggshells to be somewhere at a certain time. Rather, they can focus on their skills and the things that make them happy, and that could be we'll find a way how to monetize that, whatever, or you
Mm-hmm.
know. But you know, she appears to be someone who's into the glamorous life because you know she has a long ass weave, you know, makeup, them long, them long like square type nails and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and then you know, of course, her attire. I was just like, she's just for the flossing. So that's
Mm-hmm.
ultimately what she wants to do. She wants to show off in front of her family members.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she wants people to be envious of her. And I think that's something that another thing you should be stay wary of or stay away from people. I wouldn't want to be around people who want to be envied or who want to show off. And you know, when you show off, you know, people get robbed when you show off, you know? Like you just think about all the like some rappers that you hear about getting their chains taken and everything.
There's
Like
one rapper, I can't remember his name, that always gets robbed whatever city he goes to do a show. No, you know,
uh
try to figure it
I
out for his insurance purposes now.
but it happens. It happens. It
Mm-hmm.
happens. You know, plenty of like, let's just say the East Coast rappers may go to like West Coast, and a lot of the West Coast rappers they don't really be wearing jewelry for real. And
Mm-hmm.
when them East Coast rappers go over there, they get robbed. So that's why I know it's not good to be flashy.
Yeah.
Like
I
we
mean,
don't need to show off. And ultimately, that when $250,000 wedding, that's for the guests, you know,
yep.
because I'm sure she wants a lot of people there and wants it real lavish and have like fountains and all that stuff. But my thing
Mm-hmm.
is, being that she's like older looking, I was like, there's no way you're a virgin because ultimately, traditionally, um, virgins will have elaborate weddings and stuff. It doesn't make no sense for people to do that over here. So it's like, for what?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
for what?
I mean, you
You,
can have
you,
one.
you can have one, but does it make sense?
Mm, I don't think anything makes sense, but be honest
I
with
was
you.
like, I think
Oh my
ultimately,
god.
like, they're just people just have these expectations, and in their head, it makes sense. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's either my way or the highway. This is what I gotta have for me to feel valued.
Mm-hmm.
But then,
Yeah.
what ultimately, and then the moment that she's unhappy, or if they're not getting along, because the way how everything's built with, not saying about them, but to get involved with a person like that, you got to keep, you know, spending and dishing out so they could feel happy. Like she's telling you her happiness is going to cost $250,000, right? Now, say if
Mm-hmm.
now she wants to take a cruise, like or go to Maldives or something. Like say she want to go to Maldives for like a month and stuff. You know, that's not a cheap ticket either. So she's going
Mm-hmm.
to keep pushing it and keep wanting more and more because this is what makes her happy. These are those extra, you know, luxury leisure things that she wants, but it is not, just because he has it doesn't mean y'all need to spend it, you know?
Mm-hmm. Well, that goes just in general. Just because you have it, don't mean you have to spend it. I think
Right.
long run, when you're in a relationship, long term is always what you need to keep in mind while staying in the
Absolutely.
present with the person you're with.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So.
But I guess we're on his side, just because we look at things differently. But we
Mm-hmm.
look at how like the financial economy is. We're looking at all this
Yeah.
stuff
Like I
that's
said.
going on, and like
Like I
China,
said.
and they probably gonna bring it over here. So we're looking at all of that stuff. But if there's people that are watching her and watching her interaction with, the man she wants to marry, just having
Mm-hmm.
those type of thoughts is very dangerous. To think that
Mm-hmm.
China right now is trying to put together a social scoring system. So if you post, the politicians ain't shit online, that could bring your social score down. Or if you
Mm-hmm.
associate with certain people, that can bring your social score down. Like you worried
Mm-hmm.
about a $250,000 wedding, and this stuff is happening under our belt where they're gonna essentially probably even bring that over here. But you
Mm-hmm.
think you're worth two, like how about we put a trust together with that $250,000 and put it overseas or something,
Mm-hmm.
so we don't have to be a slave to this digital currency that they have coming and stuff, so
Yeah. I hear you.
yeah, so it kind of gets me like kind of like ticked off. And there's a lot of women, and just imagine like the moment that she's unhappy where she'd be like, okay, I want a divorce, right? So then that's
Mm-hmm.
another bill he got to have to, because she's not gonna get mad if he try to come up with a prenup or something,
Mm-hmm.
you know
Yeah, I can see her. I can see
I
her
could
being
see her
upset
throwing
about
a
that.
fit for because he want to have a prenup.
Mm-hmm.
But oh, they could even take it a step even further. They don't even have to go through the state. They could just do a contract between them and call it a
Mm-hmm.
day. They don't even have to, ask permission from the state. But that's another subject.
Mm-hmm. But I
Anyway,
was
but
I was talking to my husband about what I bring to the table,
okay.
and he was like, it's more it's balance, because when I'm not able, he is able, and when he's not able, I'm able. So it's more of a balance situation.
Yin and yang.
And yeah, it's like, and like right now he's retired. I'm the one that's working. So his, retirement, I don't know if anybody's been retired or know how retirement works, but you get paid once a month off your retirement with, Social Security and your retirement from your job. It all
Right.
comes once a month.
Right.
So I get paid bi-weekly. So my money comes in, it takes care of every, whatever things that need to be taken care of immediately. His money comes in, is taking care of things that get taken care of monthly, like the mortgage or something like that. So
Right.
we work things out. We balance each other out. We balance the kids out. We do what we got to do.
Right.
And
Yada. Right. Right.
instead of looking for that table that everybody keeps on talking about
Yeah. All
in
bullshit.
a
Everybody talk about
really
50-50 or all that foolishness. No, we're
yeah.
just gonna work together, and
Mm-hmm.
that's all
Because
we're gonna do.
it's not always going to be 50-50. What if one of us gets sick? How's he going to do
Right.
his 50-50? How is she going to do her 50-50 if she got breast cancer? You know what I mean? It's, you know, that's the whole point of death do us part, is because there's not always going to be a 50-50. But if anything happens, the only thing that's going to break us apart is death. And I don't think anybody
Mm.
sees that end of the tunnel. They don't see that. They're not even thinking about that, because they're
Nah, they're
worried
not thinking
about,
about that.
thinking about themselves basically,
Absolutely.
and
Indeed.
what
Well, listen.
this person's going to bring to my table. Not thinking it's even a table that you're both sharing. It's just, you came to my table. What are you gonna bring to my table? You bringing some money? You gonna bring some tits? You gonna bring some ass? You gonna, You're gonna give me an hour of sex. You know what I mean? It's like this whole table they keep on talking about, and making it exist when it really doesn't.
It seemed like
They're
it's always a
giving
tick for tack.
yeah, they're giving power to something that doesn't exist
Mm,
and really shouldn't. It really shouldn't exist because it's you two. You're a team. You know, whatever the relationship is always, it takes two. And you ain't gonna achieve anything. You're not gonna get anywhere if no one's holding, supporting the other one up when it's needed,
right. Right.
right?
Absolutely.
So if you expect like, oh, I want her to, well, I work all the time and she's gonna stay home with the kids and she's gonna just support me all day with what I want her to do. Who's supporting her? And who's helping her with the kids? And somebody's legs are gonna get weak. There has to be a balance, so everybody has a free arm to do the things they need to do.
Absolutely.
Like I said, nobody's thinking about that.
No. And mostly everybody just think about themselves.
Yeah. So that's
Let's go
all.
ahead and
So
grab this
yeah, yeah,
question
yeah.
here from Hot Mama of Stereo. Let's see what she got to say.
What's up, Jovani? Hello, Azima.
Hi. How you
Um,
doing?
what do I bring to the table? I bring a
Yeah.
whole package to the table, boo boo. I bring my personality. I bring quality. I bring being a good person to the man that I'm with. Yeah, so I think I bring some good qualities. Nobody's perfect, but hey, it happens.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, yes, I can definitely dig that. That's those are some other good things to bring to the table. Absolutely. So I remember I was
Hmm.
watching some podcast and this chick, she was funny, but she was like, "Oh, like I bring inspiration, I motivate you. I'm a bad bitch." It's
Hmm.
kind of hilarious. But another cool thing that I do like about your relationship with your husband is that
Hmm.
he's the one that's basically cooking and everything, and there's nothing,
That is
and that's
correct.
dope too. So
Okay, so this is what I told him. I said, my mom and dad cooked for me. And then I went to college and my roommate cooked for me. And then I left college and then Jovani cooked for me. And then I met you and then you cooked for me. I'm like, I never cooked a day in my life. For anybody who knows me, I don't bring cooking to the table. You'd have to be the one to cook. You would have to make that decision and say Azima doesn't cook. And there's a reason why I don't cook, because I don't want to kill no one. So I don't cook. It's either the only way I know something's cooked if it's burnt, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's safe because it's not, bleeding anymore. So that's my way of decision making, and that's not good because you don't want to eat burnt food either. So it's best I don't cook.
Right.
I'll buy what you need, and then you cook it, and then see there's a happy balance because everybody's happy because they're eating good food that was bought by me. You know, balance, happy people. So. But I don't bring cooking to the table. I'm willing to admit it. It will never happen. I'm proud
Okay,
of it.
so
I'm proud of it.
just real quick, I bring cooking. I have a green thumb as well. I bring that to the table.
All
Of
my plants
course,
die.
no, I'm a plant. Of course, I bring, empathy, compassion. Um,
I'm a
I
great
take it.
supporter. Good
Yes,
listener.
I bring I take the initiative on things. I kind of like feel out your energy to see if you want to be bothered or not, how there's
Mm-hmm.
that that trait that some people may not like to be nagged, when they just want to be left alone. You got to be able to pick up on things like that.
Mm-hmm.
At least I
Mm-hmm.
feel you do. I feel you got to feel out people's energy, you know.
Exactly. I play video games.
Yeah, video games are crucial. Oh, I massage feet too.
What'd you say?
I said I massage feet too. I'm into reflexology and stuff. So I bring healing
Oh,
as
okay.
well. I like to make herbs and stuff and make nice teas. All right. So let's
Okay.
hear from FNG times your God Kingdom.
Stereo, all aboard. Stand clear of the
Hi.
closing doors, please. Boom, boom. What's popping? What's cracking? What's shaking? Jovani, Azima, nice to
Yes.
meet you. Cast episode 13. Ladies, what do you bring to the table? I always find this question interesting to listen to women answer
Mm-hmm.
because I think that one thing that gets overlooked is the importance of being able to negotiate with somebody that you're trying to build with. As a
Ah,
man, I definitely don't get offended if a woman asks me, what do I bring to the table? Because I haven't asked that. And to me, it's a maturity thing. Are you able to articulate the reason why somebody should want to build with you and be in a partnership with you as a relationship? I think that's a very important thing because it's life that we're talking about.
yes.
Yeah, I definitely agree. We got a
And
So I
couple more.
definitely agree with Azima. And if it's Azima or Azima, please let me know. But it's all about balance and you being able to articulate your strengths and your weaknesses. That way you can tell like if you guys are a good fit. I watched the video that you guys have up there. Ironically, I love what is it, Love and Hip Hop or
oh, that's what that is?
something on VH1 reality TV. But I do think that that is something to be taken into consideration. You want a $250,000 wedding. You definitely have the right to do that. But as a man, like $250,000 on just one wedding, when we can invest that into the future of our family, I think a compromise could obviously be made. But I do think
Absolutely.
that she's being a little bit just like much with the $250,000 for a wedding, and it's like, oh, wedding at town hall is for basic people or some shit.
Yeah, she was. Yeah,
Yeah.
she called herself. I'm not a city hall bitch or whatever. Like, and it's
Yeah.
like I'm like really like just registering this. That's $250,000 in one freaking day that you're just spending for what? I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. But we got another comment.
But I appreciate y'all Black Goddess Queens having this conversation and talking about it. I've been listening for a little bit. I'm here. I think I hit y'all both with a follow. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to the Fine Wine Podcast. We over here
Yeah.
listening on stereo. Y'all already know what it is, man. Everybody, make sure that you share the show, clip up the show, follow your amazing host and everybody participating in the show, and then make sure to drop a whole bunch of messages showing hosts love. Really being with your host, hit that tip, and also subscribe. It's your man FNG, rocking out, listening to the Fine Wine Podcast with Miss Jovani Goins and Azima.
Thank
I
you,
love it.
FNG.
I
It's
love it.
Wine Fine Podcast. Wine Fine
Yeah.
Podcast. But on the note of what he was talking about, when my husband and I were dating, he said he don't do homework, and I said I don't cook, and we shook hands like Arnold
That one.
Schwarzenegger and the Predator. We shook hands and we said, "Yeah, I got
But,
you," and
but
that's how we have this beautiful relationship.
but let me ask you this: was y'all dating or was y'all courting? I think.
No, I think shit. I guess it's past dating. I already made my decision.
Okay,
He
so
made he made it. He made a meal that I was like, I could eat this for the rest of my life.
at that.
So,
Okay, so y'all was courting.
but
Yeah,
we went
because
on a date and we talked about what we are not willing to do for the kids.
it's healthy. You know
Not-
that I can dig that. That's very very healthy.
yeah, so it worked out. We're still doing it that way. He yelled at the kids. He was like, "Get your papers out. Your mother's coming home. Y'all need to get your homework done." And everybody will scramble to the table, have all their stuff on the table. Because if that stuff ain't on the table, I will bypass you, go straight upstairs, and start my spa day. So
Oh
don't
yeah,
play yourself. You will be doing that homework by yourself. I don't care what age you are.
yeah, because mommy needs
Have it
self
out.
care too,
That's right.
and that's pretty
Yeah.
dope.
And then I
You
and
know,
then I get upset with him. He's like, "How come you didn't have their homeworks out? Why they acting like they don't know what to do?" He's like, "I'm sorry. Tomorrow will be better."
and that what I think is pretty cool too. What like helps a lot because I know your husband. He grew up in an era where like men were taught to be men.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying that's not happening now, but it's just not happening as much like it used to back in the day.
Yeah.
And he definitely comes from a different, era and stuff.
Yeah, he's
Definitely.
trying. He's trying a lot. I think he tries to see from the current point of view of how things
Yeah.
are going, and he thinks it's a little weird. This little tit for tat, what bringing to the table is. He was like, the table should be set. That's the way he looks at it.
Table
Like,
should
what
be
are we? Why are we bringing stuff to the table when the table should be just set? Like, I do this, and but he does things that most people would expect a woman to do. So he
set.
breaks those kind of ideals anyways, like the cooking, the cleaning. He doesn't like the way I clean things. He doesn't like the way I cook. The kitchen is his. I shouldn't be in there. I wash dishes. If I don't wash dishes, he's miserable. So I make sure things are done so he's in his kitchen looks comfortable. But I know that's not the way, it is for everybody, but when you find that somebody and you want to make them happy, you do the things that make them happy, and it shouldn't be a question about it. You just, you want to see them happy. You want to see them smile. You're going to do something regardless of, whatever. You just do it.
Yeah. Hey.
Make them happy.
One hand washes the other, and both hand washing
Yeah,
your face. So let's go ahead.
exactly.
Let's go ahead and grab this comment here from
Wine
FNG.
fine, wine fine. My bad. I'm laying down. I've been smoking. Y'all don't mind me. Y'all get what I was saying. Stop.
Yeah.
Quit chastising me. God damn it. But yeah, no, I think so. Also, when it comes to dating, I think that courtship is part of like dating with a purpose or serious relationship. But at least on here on this platform, I've told people there are three types of people in the world that are dating: people that are playing the game, playing the field. They just out here
Mm-hmm.
meeting whoever they can. People who are addicted to dating, they can't really take any time to themselves to get themselves together, so they're always constantly in that repetitive cycle, wondering why they can never get anywhere. And then people that are trying to be serious or court people and date with the purpose. So I think that you guys were just like hitting on that. Great podcast. I'm over here rocking with y'all.
All right. Thank you.
And I thank you. Yes. This
Another
bar.
thing that I feel like gets misconstrued with this is that because another y'all just hit it on the head. So I'm sorry with all the messages, but when you are asking somebody what do you bring to the table, like you're setting y'all table, right? Like what are we going to build together? And
Mm-hmm.
the main thing that I feel that people focus on is like, oh, the table's already set. And that can be the case, right? Somebody can say like, hey, I already got a table set. I just need you to sit down. But I think when people are asking, what do you bring to the table? Or what men are asking women, what do you bring to the table is like, what are the qualities and traits that I can depend on in this relationship? Whether that be, being a nurturer, being the housekeeper, or being the idea generator. Like everybody brings something to a table, no matter what you're
Mm-hmm.
talking about.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
It's a strange question. It's a strange
It
question.
is.
It's like because you're gonna bring something,
Hopefully.
So why? Hopefully, but it's
Hopefully.
I think regardless, it's just do I like what you're bringing instead of
That's what it's
saying
all about. Yeah.
yeah, do I like what you're bringing? Because everybody's skill sets is beneficial to somebody. It's just this is beneficial to you.
You gotta have them skills.
Because I feel like a lot of people when they say that, it's like you're saying, you don't have nothing," and it's not that they don't have nothing. It's just you don't have anything that I can rock with, or that I agree with. Yeah,
Hmm.
you know.
Abs- Let's go ahead and grab this other comment here.
So, and this is why I think it's important for both sides, male and female, men and women, to ask this question. Because, as I said, when people are out there playing the field and just addicted to dating, if you're a person trying to build a serious relationship and date with a purpose, you need to ask this question. That way, you can kind of see if people are even on the mental page, the same mental page as you, before you even get started. And I feel like a lot of people get involved in relationships with people that they know are not necessarily the best choice, but they're depending on hope and faith that eventually that person will come around, which is great. But sometimes, especially as you get older, you start wasting time doing that. And I feel that the what do you bring to the table question for everybody is an important thing to help you save time and not waste time with people that are actually trying to waste your time. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Yeah, right. Don't have no time to waste. So serial daters, yeah, that's an interesting thing. That, that time between each time, taking time out for yourself is definitely important to get to know yourself.
Hmm.
If you like somebody out here that's just dating everybody,
Hmm.
just dating to be dating, just to be with somebody, which I don't know, for me is crazy, but
It happens.
you can't control what
Some
people
some
do.
people some people cannot be alone. It's more, it's more of
And
an
that's
alone
sad.
issue.
That's
Yeah.
really sad that you just can't be alone. You just always got to be with somebody.
Hmm.
That's
So and
dangerous,
then some people are realizing that they're enjoying their peace alone, and they didn't realize that
Yeah.
it was beautiful. So
When you
yeah.
you see like certain crazy videos like with relationships, just like the one we played the week before about
Hmm.
homegirl that hit her dude in the head with a bowling ball, like
Yes, I
you
do
know,
remember that.
yeah, like people are crazy out here, man. So, having your peace is good. Whatever they was arguing about,
Hmm.
um, clearly mentally stable. And that's what you're dealing with out here. So,
Well,
well,
what
that's
was
the most.
funny is that some people don't realize that they could have kept the peace and not have gotten hit by a bowling ball if they just left that alone. Like some people
Yeah,
just enter a problem because they want to, have problems. They don't realize
yeah.
they could have had peace.
That's another thing people
So,
are addicted to, drama.
they
A
certainly
lot.
are.
And so you have to get with people who are not addicted to that. Private people, like, don't need to be out in public or that foolishness.
Hmm.
But
I
wow,
said,
it
be
is.
discerning, be
Yes,
discerning, because there's some private
absolutely.
people who don't like drama because they're doing some crazy shit on the side. So, you know,
Yeah,
keep your eyes
yeah.
wide open.
Yeah, you got to keep your eyes wide open. Absolutely. So,
Hmm.
man, it is 8:57 p.m. I think we got a lot of great points. Like, I appreciate everyone's feedback on this.
Yeah, it was nice.
This had to have been a conversation that had to be had. Not so more so of the what we're bringing to the table, but for to impress more women that we don't need to be spending unnecessary money on a wedding. We need to like kind of go in a different direction as far as how we're investing our monies and just the type of future we're building. The way how this world is going, it is not the world we remember or whatever, so it's constantly evolving, constantly changing. We're going to have to be doing different things, and just having a wedding to be flossing is just not the move right now. There's nothing wrong with having a city hall wedding. Matter of fact, just have a contract and call it a fucking day. So, and ladies, make sure that you're working things out. You're not just divorcing out of, just because I'm not happy and stuff and thinking that you have options out here when you have a lot of dick options, but not necessarily, options for anything serious. Anyway,
Mm.
I'm off my soapbox now, but Azima, where can everyone find you?
Y'all can find me at Azima the Only. That's Azima the Only on TikTok and Instagram, and you can find me at Ozidi Wellness and Fitness. That's Ozidi Wellness and Fitness on YouTube and Facebook. And where can we find you, Jovani?
So yeah, you could of course find me across all platforms: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Camp Jogofit, KampJogofit. And we're doing this every Sunday on stereo at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And also don't forget to subscribe to our Wine Fine Podcast YouTube channel where we'll be uploading episodes on there. So we could eventually go live from there as well.
Yes, please subscribe there. It'd be nice to
Subscribe.
see our faces.
Yeah. So awesome.
Yes.
So you all have a great night. Appreciate your ears. And I hope
Thank you.
yes,
Thank
thank
you
you,
all
thank
for
you.
stopping by.
And y'all be safe.
All right. Good night, guys. Bye.